Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hobby Collab. Today we're painting. We've got a big thing, a big project to do. That's mostly little things.
It's a big project of little things.
A bunch of little guys is what we're painting today.
Yeah.
If you've probably seen the thumbnail, we're going to be painting some Epic, and I do mean Epic. I don't mean Imperialis, because we're painting Tau, who don't exist in Imperialis.
And terrain.
And some terrain.
We're going to do some tiny terrain today.
Yeah, so tiny terrain, tiny Tau.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, let's switch to the big zoomed cam there.
Sure, yeah.
All right, I'm going to scooch us over a little bit there. All right, this is what we're working on. So you got these little trees. Can you show me some Tau?
Yeah, so we've got some trees. We've got some...
Oops, sorry, let me adjust the camera here. Where?
Can you tilt it down?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Where we have to get real tiny.
So we've got this is let me show you. So this is one that's already painted. We've got a little hammerhead and a little devilfish. His engines fell off because I was at a point in my life when I was magnetizing engines, which is
how
weird,
small are these magnets?
Right, they're tiny little magnets. Because I thought it would be cool to be able to tilt the engines. What a crazy idea, huh? And then this is a tiny little Tetra.
Little Tetra.
So then this is one that's unpainted. We're going to work on that one today. It's a Skyray. And then we've got some buildings. So we've got these
show me the buildings.
These base-coated buildings they've got in the background.
Let's get our stupid faces out of there. Look at that. All the glory is theirs.
We've got some larger buildings. And we've got some even larger buildings. So we've got a little bit of a bunch of different size. These were 3D printed. And the trees as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to take these from kind of base coated today, primed and base coated to
pretty
painted. Yeah.
Pretty and painted.
So that's what we're working on today.
Cool. All right. While you do that, I'm going to slightly work on this camera.
Sounds
there
good.
We go.
So my first step, I've got a little bit more airbrushing to do. We were kind of frantically base coating and priming before the show. Didn't quite get it all done. So I've got a few more trees here that I'm working on. So I'm just going to finish up the last few trees with the airbrush while you're wrapping that up.
Yep. All right.
We yeah, this is all because Epic Imperialis just came out, which is as you may or may not know, the sort of reboot of the original Epic Armageddon, but only sort of applied to 30K.
Yeah, Heresy only.
Heresy, which is
odd choice.
I don't know. Yeah, interesting. Exciting for Heresy enjoyers. But my secret hope is that people will get the models, they'll get excited about the game, and then once we're at that point, I can convince them to play proper Epic with 40K models. So if you're unfamiliar, Epic is a discontinued GW game that came out decades ago.
Yes.
And it is, it's similar to Imperialis. It takes imagines battles on a larger scale, on a different scale.
On a larger scale, but a smaller scale.
Smaller scale? Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's the right word in that case. Anyway,
it's an operational view as opposed to a tactical view.
Right, that's right.
The word we're looking at.
And so it's been out. It exists, and there's a fan community that loves it, and it sort of continues to be supported and maintained by the fan community. And so that rule set is sort of a living rule set that exists kind of outside of GW's purview.
Yeah.
And so it's still alive and well. And in fact, at Adepticon this year, I'm going to be playing in the Epic Armageddon tournament. The tournament.
Yeah, tourney for Tiny Tau. Should be fun.
Can I grab that?
Yeah, this rag?
Towel, rag, yeah.
Sure.
So why don't you get started on these trees?
Okay, so
they are ready to go.
I am. Okay, so my first step is I'm going to be washing these trees.
Yep.
Brett is running the show today, so he's going to be instructing me. I need the green wash from you over there.
Yep.
So this is going to be a Thonian camo shade, the one you didn't hand me.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
And you do all the things except for the right ones.
All right, so we're going to go to, there we go. So
Very cool. So yeah, I'm curious. We have a poll up. This was this is a bit of a deep question. I want to caveat the poll slightly. We were asking about the question is how many Thunderhawk models have been made by Games Workshop, and we're not talking about like variants of the Thunderhawk. We're talking about like I'm not counting the heavy lifter Thunderhawk. We're just talking about the normal Thunderhawk.
No SOCAR pattern.
No whatever. Yeah, weird alternate designations. It's just like how many different versions of the OG super basic Thunderhawk exist that GW has made over the years. Yeah, could be in any scale. So that's really what we're getting at, like how many different scales.
I'm wondering if people are going to have to change their answers because they thought, well, clearly the SOCAR is going to be in there.
The SOCAR, I don't even know what that is. Right?
It's like a super Thunderhawk. It's pretty cool. I think it's like an upgunned super Thunderhawk.
Super duper. It's like more guns.
Yeah, it's like for if you really just want to burn money. You can buy an even bigger Thunderhawk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not your comments about money has nothing to do with its effectiveness on the battlefield.
Oh no.
Just its.
I don't think it's.
Did they make a model?
Oh yeah.
I've never even heard of this. Sorry.
Oh yeah. If you should look up SOCAR SOKAR pattern Thunderhawk. I think it is cooler than the regular Thunderhawk.
Cooler by what metric? Has more muscles?
More muscle, more beta. All right. So it's weird. Normally we have like a normal sized model.
Yeah.
To focus on. So it's like.
Like, what are you doing?
Where do I put the tiny model?
Let me move the painted models out of the way. So
we don't want to
dripping stuff. We're weirdly sort of light on space here today because there's so many different processes. I was doing a bunch of modeling beforehand, so I had to. Here, I'll show it.
You're gonna show? Yeah, you show.
I'm making these bases, and I had to sort of fill in the hole in the stock GW base with milliput, and then add this, like drill a different smaller hole, and then glue this little rod into it. But even here, like the hole is too big for the rod, so the gluing step is like,
oh my gosh,
glue it a little bit, and then don't touch it and wait for it to sort of dry, and then adjust its verticality, and then add some more glue because you're sort of breaking the glue joint to like adjust the verticality, and then add some more glue once you sort of get it where you want it. It's a multi-step process, and I've actually buggered it up a couple times. And then you do the same thing, like you drill a hole in the base of the model. So I've got here this tiny tetra. And I've drilled a hole in the base, but the hole is too big still. So I'm gonna have to put glue in and just kind of hold it. And I don't know. I need a smaller drill bit or some slightly bigger rod, one or the other. Anyway, that's what I'm working on.
Ain't that the truth? A couple of things. Thank you. First of all, thank you, Super Edie.
Thank you, Super
Edie, for the Hobby Collab membership. We appreciate it. That helps the channel stay alive. Also. Super Edie pointing out that the SOCAR pattern Storm is not a Thunderhawk.
Oh, okay.
It is a Stormbird.
Okay, great.
So I am wrong.
We're in the clear.
I was lying. I was tricking chat. This was a test. See,
it's all a test. You passed the test.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats. You can all thank Soups for helping you guys out with that one because obviously I knew that. And also thank you. Is it Hal Rain? For becoming a lab mandrill.
Wow, amazing.
Christopher.
Thank you, Christopher.
Yeah.
We were hanging out with him in Hobby Hangout last night. If you are not a member of the Discord, join the Discord. We do fairly regular Hobby Hangouts on the Discord, which feel a lot like what we're doing today. Just
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
We're not talking at you.
We're not in a studio. We're in our bedrooms.
Yeah. I'm in my kitchen.
In your kitchen?
In my kitchen, yeah.
When you do Hobby Hangouts?
Yeah. All right. So we're applying a Thonian camo shade to these trees here. We are going to dry brush these afterwards, so I'm not worried about darkening down the screen too much.
Yeah, you want to get it in the recesses.
Yeah, get it in the recesses. And kind of, this green is probably a little bright and artificial looking, so this Athonian camo shade with its, brown and green is going to bring back in those natural colors. I'm going to switch this to manual focus real quick so we can stop moving around. All right.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So I'm curious if anyone in chat has played Imperialis. I have not. I only own these Tau, and so I'm just kind of at the whim of folks to buy the new Space Marine models and play games of Epic with me. But I'm curious if anyone has played Imperialis, what your thoughts are of it.
Yeah, I haven't actually heard a ton about Imperialis.
I'm a little worried that maybe it's not taking off in the way that I had hoped, but
yeah,
I'm holding out judgment still.
Okay.
Still hopeful.
Sorry, Chad, you're getting to see a little bit of focusing here. There you go. I'm trying to draw your attention to this tree. Have I? All right, now you can go away now. Go away now. Oh man, there you go. All right. Yeah, I'm curious. Okay, and I want to know if you played Epic back in the day.
Right.
How are you going to play?
Is that does Imperialis pique your interest?
Yeah, because I feel like you're really kind of limiting yourself to just Imperium when you do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have Titan, Titanicus, which is
Right.
also Imperium only, or Imperium and, traders.
Well, and now Titanicus is being
folded in.
In, similar to Aeronautica. Both Titanicus and Aeronautica are being folded into the larger Imperialis.
Yeah.
Under that blanket, which is sort of in line with the original Epic. Like in the original Epic Armageddon, you could bring Titans, you could bring airplanes. It wasn't a game about just Titans and airplanes, but those were
Options,
valid unit inclusions. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, an Eldar Titan would be pretty cool to see, and I'm kind of bummed that we're not seeing that.
In Imperialis, you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because, in theory, the Eldar existed in the 30th millennium, right?
Yeah.
31st millennium?
31st, yeah.
That's how millenniums work. And the orcs, too. So I think there's sort of as I understand it, there's sort of an expanded heresy community that will use either fan-created, I don't know if they're official rules, but...
yeah, they're not official.
Like fan rules for playing orcs and Eldar in heresy.
I mean, there's even fan rules for heresy, even with the new heresy 2.0.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of people
who are not happy with the GW's treatment?
Well, also wanting to include things like Eldar.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, but that's for full size, not just Epic.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. I had a friend who plays orcs, and he was into heresy a lot, and they would do big mega battles and stuff, and he was an orc player in the 31st millennium. What a niche within a niche within a niche.
Yeah. Then you add Epic onto it, and it's a whole other level.
All right, I'm going to put a second coat on these buildings.
Okay, I'm going to let you... Do you want to do that in front of the camera? Or is that even possible?
Yeah, I can do.
Yeah, okay, let me just...
I just need the paint, actually.
Yeah.
There we go. I don't know. Sorry, what is your guess for number of Thunderhawks?
All right. I don't actually know the answer.
Let me ask you a different question.
Yeah.
Have you owned a Thunderhawk model?
Never.
In any scale?
And not in any scale.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say, let's see. So there was one for Aeronautica.
There was, yeah.
There were 2 full size.
2 full size, right? There was a metal one.
Actually, so that'd be 3 full size.
There was a metal one and 2 resin.
2 resin, so that would be 4.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a 5th, but I can't think of a 6th.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say 4. I think it's 4. Do you know the? I actually don't know the answer, so I didn't make this poll.
Yeah. So there's actually.
Should we answer? Or should we keep the poll up and keep people in suspense?
I know there's a Thunderhawk in BFG as well.
Oh.
It's an attack craft marker.
Oh, okay.
It's used as like a bomber.
Gotcha. Okay. So that means at least
an itty bitty tiny one.
Okay. So that's gonna change the answer then. So maybe it's 6.
So we said there's 3 40K scale ones.
3 40K. There's at least. There might be 2 in small scale because there might be Aeronautica Imperialis, and then there might be a Heresy era. I feel like I remember Thunderhawks coming back out again for Imperialis.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Well, there definitely was an epic scale Aeronautica
back in the day.
Back in the day, which is because you remember when GW had that like press release about how we're finally making a plastic Thunderhawk.
Yeah.
Like that was for Aeronautica.
Yeah.
That model was a different scale than
the old Aeronautica.
The old Aeronautica one was metal. Yeah.
Okay.
There was a metal one that was 2 inches long. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So we're still so at least 6.
There's at least 6.
At least 6. Question is there one more that we're not thinking of?
Can you scroll down to see where live chat?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm curious if chat has added anything to them.
Okay. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No
Lots
one
of
knows.
talk about tiny scale things though.
Little things. Brett owns a Thunderhawk. You own a Thunderhawk? Full scale?
I own BFG Thunderhawks.
Yeah.
I have this. I don't have an Imperial fleet for BFG, but I had this cool idea to build like a Tau base.
Oh, okay.
Like a forward operations base, like a mech, almost like a mech repair center.
Yeah.
And so it's this little building, and almost you could use it as kill team. I don't know. I was sort of half doing it as a diorama, like kill team board maybe.
Yeah.
But then like in the base, there's like an upstairs level that's like a command deck.
Yeah.
And there'd be like fire warriors sitting in chairs in front of screens, and then there'd be this like hollow table where they'd be viewing some sort of like battle happening elsewhere. It'd be like a 3D hologram or something.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have like an air battle happening over this like
hollow table.
Over this like altitude map.
Yeah.
Like stepped map of the terrain and stuff. And so I wanted to have like a Thunderhawk flying with like barracudas chasing it. Basically.
Okay.
And I was going to use the BFG attack craft models
as this little table.
Oh, that's
thing. Cool.
Yeah. This was before GW did that with their recent Into the Dark stuff.
Oh, okay.
They kind of did the same thing, but can I have the next?
Yes.
Building?
Here, you want to do that on
sure.
here you go.
Can you tilt it downwards a little bit?
Yeah. Oh no, I have to.
Okay, that's fine.
I can just. I
fine,
can't. Just give me one moment. I just gotta go like this.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that works.
There we go.
Cool. Let's do it.
I need.
Zach, I've not T-scale 1 to 120. I've not ever seen a T-scale train. Is that a real thing? Are you joshing us? I am familiar with N-scale trains. That was the train scale I was building when I was a kid and getting into trains. And it was quite small. Like a train engine was maybe, I don't know, like 5 inches long, 4 or 5 inches long, something like that, like a train car.
Uh-huh.
And it just meant that like you could do a decent sort of train layout on a 4x8 sheet of plywood, which, at the time I didn't have a ton of space. I was 14 years old or something.
Okay, who made this poll, they may not have put enough numbers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are we getting extra info about...
Alright, so there were apparently... Graham pointing out that there were paper Thunderhawks in a starter set. So, I don't know if that messes up the numbers.
Are they GW, Graham? The poll does specify GW.
Oh, that's interesting.
Probably, huh? If they were in a starter set?
Yeah. Ooh.
That's an interesting idea.
Well,
paper Thunderhawk.
Yeah, they used to have paper dreadnoughts, right? Or the paper orc dreadnoughts, whatever those are called.
Yeah. Def Dreads.
Def Dreads, yeah. All right. Wow.
Okay.
I'm coming up to finishing these trees soon. Got a couple more, but assuming once those are dry, we're gonna dry brush them. But you might want me to move on to something else.
Yeah, once you're done with your camo shade, we can put those aside and then get you started on the next thing.
Cool.
Yeah, Soups said he would play Epic with me. I'm actively recruiting anyone I can to play Epic with me. Bryce in chat has said that he will play. I'm working on building him some Tyranids.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that he can paint those up in his cool leopard gecko scheme that he's doing.
Yellow.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
I think I'm working on Graham next.
Graham, you're in chat. He's working on you.
Yeah, he told me last night he was in theory down, but he's not
sold 100%.
Well, he would do. I think would do Necrons, and so he needs to get Necron models, and that probably means it's on me to print them for him.
I mean. Bryce asked me, am I going to get into it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
If I got into it, I would want to do Titans, which is like, I'm just painting regular size models.
Yeah, you're just painting, I mean, it's Titanicus, right?
Exactly.
And the models look great for
Those
Titanicus.
Are
they look so
They're
good.
so good. Yeah. All right, so if I do, and I'm not promising, it would be Titan Legions, Knights.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Saray is definitely doing Epic, and he's definitely going to play Titan Legions. Cool.
What's the fewest amount of models I can think? Isn't the largest Titan in Titanicus like the size of a knight?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What is it? The Warlord?
Is that what it is? It's
War Master?
War Master, yeah.
War Master. Something like that.
I'm down. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. How many of the someone do the math.
Yeah.
How many points? Wait, what is the conversion? Because it's not.
Yeah,
because
it's
Epic.
It's a completely different game, and a typical game of Epic is 3,000 points.
Yeah.
So I'm not super familiar with the rules. I'm still reading up on them, but I do know that a game of Epic is around 3,000 points.
Okay.
So that's like the standard size, in the same way that 2K is for 40K.
Okay. It's like Heresy is also 3,000.
Okay. Yeah. Is Titanicus just Epic, Saul? Good question. Titanicus is
like
a game that GW came out with. I don't know, 10 years-ish ago now, 5 to 10 years ago.
Well, they re-released it. I know.
Yeah.
So
that's true. It did have an OG version.
Yeah.
And it's just Titan battles. The models are, a knight is like an inch the size of a knight is the size of a space marine.
Yeah.
A warhound is this, and then so the models are small.
Yeah.
They're like 8mm scale. And it was just about Titan battles, and you had like hit points on different parts of your body. Yeah, it was a lot like battle.
It was more like BattleTech,
and hit points on different parts of your body, and your weapons could overheat.
You're doing a heat power management, shields or weapons.
Right. So and then Aeronautica was another sort of specialist game that was just airplanes. It was dogfighting. And then at some point last year, GW sort of decided to discontinue both of those games, but kind of roll them into
Yeah.
this new Legion's Imperialis release. So now you can play with those Titans and you can play with the airplanes, but it's like in the context of a whole battle with tanks and infantry on the ground.
Yeah.
So Titanicus, in theory, was this standalone game that was just Titans, but now doesn't exist anymore.
Right. All right. What's next? We are waiting for these to dry.
Yeah.
We're waiting for these to dry.
Yeah, we're waiting for everything to dry, unfortunately. Why don't we do some modeling?
Okay.
Or I can give you the airbrush and you can do some airbrushing.
Sure.
And then I can sort of finish up some modeling for these guys.
Sweet. Perfect.
So,
and you want me to go with this dark gray first, right?
Oh, yeah. Dark gray. And it's...
Got it.
Yeah, these guys are ready for it.
All right. Yeah. Super granular. Yeah, Battletech in the Warhammer universe, essentially. I actually never played it. I thought the models were super cool, but I was just too busy also doing Heresy, also doing 40K. So.
Yeah. There's a lot. I kind of like the idea of owning one army in multiple scales.
Yeah.
So you can play, your salamanders in space in Battlefield Gothic, and then they can drop pod a bunch of dudes to the surface, and you can play a large scale sort of engagement in Epic.
And then one team breaks off.
Legions Imperialis, whatever you want to call it.
One team breaks off and you go play a kill team game.
Go play a kill team game, yeah. But it's all the same salamanders, and you can headcanon it all as like, the same force. Yeah. And in fact, Zach had this idea last year, actually, and we've just never done it. But I am committed to making it happen this year, which is an event. I don't know if you want to call it a tournament, but it's an event, a narrative event, where you play 3 games in a day, all with the same force. They just happen to be in different game systems. So you play... your first game, everyone plays a game of BFG. Second game, everyone plays a game of Aeronautica, whatever. Third game, everyone plays a game of 40K.
40K, kill team, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're going to pass me the airbrush,
I will pass you the airbrush. Oh, yeah. Why don't I just pass you the airbrush?
Okay, cool. Go under the table. Let me make sure we didn't miss anything.
I'll give you this guy as well.
Thank you. All right. Wow. Speaking of games, which we were sort of talking about.
Tiny 40K. Yeah, okay. Graham has said he's on board.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there are tiny pylons.
There it is. Tiny Gauss pylon.
Yep, tiny Gauss pylons exist. And whatever the thing is that's bigger than a Gauss pylon, there's a thing that's bigger than a Gauss pylon. Those exist also in Epic as well. I forget what it's called. It's like a Gauss flux confabulator or something. I don't know.
Confabulators?
No, it's not. I'm making that up. It's not a confabulator. But it's whatever the Necron confabulator is.
Anyway, speaking of games, we're going to start streaming games here.
Oh, yeah.
At the Hobby Collab. Can you hit the promo button?
Yeah.
There's Meg. We're going to be playing games. So some of you might be in the know. You might have seen a game we've already played. If you're in the know.
in the
know and you got our secret invite, you got to see a pretty interesting, still adjusting game, but you got to see it nonetheless.
We've started playing test streams.
Yep, we're doing test streams.
Next week, those test streams will become available to folks in the Discord. So if you we'll post the links to those test streams. They'll be private streams, but there will be a link in the posted in the Discord, and you can click on it and watch us test out all of our weird, wacky stuff.
You get to see some semi behind the scenes streaming.
Yeah.
As we we get ready to go completely public. And that is going to be coming up sooner than it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah.
And we are going to be playing AOS. We're going to have a pretty big launch week. We're going to have all sorts of old faces, new faces. But it's going to be a lot of fun.
Middle-aged faces.
Am I the youngest? John? Someone might be younger. We don't know. We'll recruit some kids to come play AOS or something. Anyway, it's going to be fun. We're excited to start playing games.
We're very excited about that. So yeah, join us in join the Discord if you're not already, and keep an eye out in the coming days next week for some links to our test streams.
Yep.
And then in the following week after that, keep it out for
public streams.
And
it's going to be a blast.
What happened to chat?
Oh, they're right here. They're hiding in this window. I guess I can bring them back. I guess we can bring chat back.
Oh, I see. You popped it out. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to hear me do an impression of Asterion from Baldur's Gate. It was impeccable.
It was, yeah. What you want to do that here for?
Nope. They got to go to the test stream for that one. Okay. I think this pressure's a little high. Can you turn me down a little bit?
It's you with your standards.
Look, I don't want to. As much as I want to blast town models on the regular, this may not be the time and place.
All right. Let's see.
Bring me down to like 30 or 25, 30 PSI. Okay. I was tempted to hire a voice actor from Baldur's Gate 3 to troll John.
I don't know if I actually did that turn down. Can you confirm?
Yeah, it turned it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to see what I was doing, so I was just turning the knob.
All right, so this is it. Dark Gray, right? RLM.
Yes, RLM 42.
Red Letter Media 42.
Do you know what RLM stands for?
Probably some World War II thing.
Yeah, I think it's a World War II thing, but that's since you were in the military, I assume you know everything about World War II.
Yes, and about German Dunkelgrau.
That's right.
Dunkelgrau.
That's just the name in Spanish for dark gray.
Oh, wow.
I think, right?
Isn't Dunkelgrau?
Aren't Vallejo a Spanish company?
Yeah.
So their paint names are in Spanish. Right? Like
Dunk? Is that how that doesn't sound Spanish.
Let's see, black?
Yeah.
But
Dunkelgrau.
That sounds German, doesn't it?
That sounds German.
But why would they put German name on the paints if they're a Spanish company?
Model
as their second language.
Anyway.
It does sound German.
RLM. Now I'm going to be thinking. Royal.
I think it's Royal something, yeah.
Light Men.
Yeah.
Royal Light Men. All right. I'm gonna spray this on stream. Can we scooch these over so I don't overspray them?
Which ones do you want me to scooch?
These
guys.
Yeah.
You want to do it on the Zoom camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to show me putting a slightly lighter gray on. Wait, it was supposed to be dark gray, right?
Yeah.
Dunkelgrau.
These were primed with a gray primer.
Gotcha. All right, we're gonna give people a show here. No face.
Real life military. That's what Cody says.
The real life. Come on. Okay. Sorry, Sorry, we're focusing again. It is. I'm starting to think this manual focus was a bad idea. Whose idea was that? We're gonna switch back to auto.
This focusing content is what people are here for.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. Look at this.
Making it a medium gray to a slightly darker medium gray.
That's right. This looks wet. It just looks like I'm making it wet. It doesn't even. I can't even tell it's getting that much darker.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Oh, good.
So Saul asks, so Imperialis is effectively epic. Pretend I only got back into the game 5 months ago. Yeah, it is effectively epic. It just takes place in the 31st millennium instead of in the 41st millennium. It's in the Heresy universe. So it's Space Marines versus Space Marines with a splash of Solar Auxilia.
It's kind of interesting because Heresy is giving us a preview of what we're getting in full scale 30K.
What do you mean?
So the Solar Auxila in plastic came out in Imperialis first. They previewed it in
Oh,
a
interesting.
small scale, and then suddenly there's all these full scale Imperialis models. So I think it just makes sense, right? You have this 3D model of something, and you just rescale it, add a little bit more detail.
Yeah, it's the detail thing. I have tried scaling down 40K scale models to make smaller things.
It doesn't translate.
And it does not at all.
No.
Like Bryce and I were talking about this in the context of his Tyranids.
Yeah.
It does not work because the fine details, the like little fiddly bits, the looping cables and the detail on the model just gets lost, which is fine. But it's the guns, the like sort of small accessories that are poking off the antennas, the gun barrels, things like that just end up way, 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 way too small. And you end up needing to sort of chunk those up in order to make it work.
Yeah, especially with like 40K, Warhammer in general, right? It's heroic scale, it's not true scale. So,
if you look at
scaling down doesn't scale down exactly the same.
If you look at epic scale models, they look very chunky.
Yes.
Like the guns are super thick.
Yeah, it's like carrying a cardboard box.
It's crazy. Yeah. The Tyranids, like the Gaunts, have these like meat-fisted scything talons that just look really weird.
Tetras, right?
Yeah, so there's you just did a Piranha, and this one is a Tetra.
All right, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Who came out? What came first? The Piranhas for Tau, or oh my gosh, the Ghost for Halo? Because someone should probably sue someone.
Oh, really?
They're very similar.
You're right. I've not played a lot of Halo, but I vaguely recall what you're describing. I want to say the Piranhas came out in like the late 2000s.
Ooh, that's close.
Mid to late 2000s.
Oh my gosh.
They were Forge World model first. You could not get, and then like the Piranha coming out in plastic, I think was one of the first examples of a model sort of making the transition from Forge World to that, and the Skyray. The Skyray used to be a resin upgrade kit that then got sort of brought over to GW.
Okay. Actually, chat. If you know, let us know. What came first? Ghosts from Halo or Piranhas for Tau?
Interesting question.
All right. Can you bring us back to front cam? I don't think people want to. Well, actually, no. Wait. Before you do that, let's get them all.
Line them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to play an army of like all 100 tanks, not 100, like 30 tanks or something like that. Like this is a game that you can do that in. It's super interesting how the list building works and how the I like I said, I'm still sort of learning the rules, but it's did you ever play the re-release of Apocalypse?
No, I didn't. I weirdly have a box set for it, but
yeah,
I've never played it.
So as I understand, I also never played that Apocalypse game, but as I understand it, that rule set borrowed a lot from Epic.
Oh, I see.
So it's alternating activations. When you pick a unit to activate, they move and shoot immediately.
Yeah.
They do both. And then that unit is done, and then your opponent picks a unit to activate.
Yeah.
And units, the other thing is this concept of like blast markers being placed on a unit, that was kind of borrowed from Epic as well. So as you shoot at a unit and destroy things, they accumulate blast markers, and for every blast marker on the unit, one base of thing, either
Right.
infantry or vehicle, is suppressed.
Oh, okay.
And so then can't sort of shoot or fight or lend its combat
Right.
effectiveness if it hasn't activated yet. When it activates, so, if it's got 3 blast markers on it, you get 3 less shots.
Yeah.
Effectively.
But you don't remove the model, though, is what was interesting, right?
And then blast markers get cleared at the end. I mean, you kill things, but for everything that dies, you put a blast marker on it. So everything that dies both removes a model that can shoot, but also suppresses another model.
Oh, right.
And then there's sort of that whole blast marker mechanic interacts with, like, there are armies that specifically interact with the blast marker, like maybe Space Marines count their blast markers as 1 less because they don't get suppressed as well.
Because they don't care.
Because they don't care. They're like, they're the boss.
That's right.
Okay, so you have put down a base coat there.
Yep.
How are our trees doing?
Trees are still wet.
Still wet. All right. So we're waiting to dry here. We're waiting to dry everywhere. These buildings are still
a little
wet.
Well, that's fine. We can maybe move on to our segment a little early.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Sweet. Let's hit the segment, but I have no idea what today's segment is.
Zach put together this segment for us. It is called, Is It Better, Big or Small?
Is it better, big, or small? Okay.
And so this first one is a Ford Tempo.
Zach has given me notes here. This is a 1989 Ford Tempo.
Okay. Or the Matchbox car version.
Ooh, okay. Look, I feel like he didn't do a fair job. This is not fair. This car is clearly been in an accident.
That's a special 1989 Ford Tempo.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't feel bad about setting either on fire. So
yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say big because if I crash it, I can get insurance money.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would trust the 1989 Ford Tempo to get me anywhere, which means
oh no.
Which means that it's probably just going to be an inconvenience. Like, I'm just going to wonder every time I get in it, is this going to kill me?
Actually, hold on. Does the small version come with a little guy? Because I could proxy that as like an inquisitorial henchman or something.
Sure. Let's say yes.
Okay, in that case, the small one.
The small one?
Yeah.
I think the small one's pretty cool. The small one.
All right. I have the mouse, so I'll go next one.
Wait, so I want to return to chat real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Super Edie and Timbit have weighed in. Halo's Ghost came in 2001.
Oh, okay.
The Piranha first appeared in in 3rd Ed, 40K around that time. I see, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
So the Piranha was not part of the original 3rd Ed Codex.
Okay.
It was added, like I said, as a 4-year-old unit, and then later made the transition to plastic in GW.
So
and Timbit says the Piranha sprue has 2005 on it. Interesting.
All right, so I feel like they're probably just going to call it even, right?
Well, Ghost came first, right?
Ghost came first, but the entire concept of Halo is just Space Marines. So they're
fair.
Probably just like, all right, everyone just chill. No one's going to sue anyone.
Calm down.
Everyone tit for tat.
Okay.
All right.
What is next?
Next up.
Better, big, or small?
Better, big, or small is suppository. Ooh, okay.
That is a large.
That's a very big suppository. Anyway, the obvious answer is bigger. Next. Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Okay.
Tiny pumpkin or giant pumpkin.
Look,
I don't know what I would do with that giant pumpkin.
Like as a child, big pumpkin. As an adult, small pumpkin.
Small pumpkin. It matters depending on what stage of life you're in.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a funny story? In Oregon, where I used to live in Portland, they had a pumpkin festival, and part of the pumpkin festival was pumpkin races. People would grow these giant pumpkins, cut a hole in the top, scoop out all the goop, and it turned into a boat. You sit in it in the river, and there's crowds of people in these giant pumpkins trying to paddle them around like a cone and then back again. Yeah. It takes them 10 minutes because they're so unwieldy in the water. anyway, I don't know. This might be where this picture's from because they also just have like the biggest pumpkin contest.
All right, sorry, I'm gonna go on a pumpkin rant real quick. Yeah. What's the point of pumpkins? Really?
The point?
Wait, what's the point? Why do we grow? I mean, they're not for food.
They were at one point.
Yeah, but like not anymore.
Not anymore. Now they're like nostalgic for that time when they were. It's a symbol, sir.
It's a symbol of progress. Remember when we needed to eat pumpkins, but we're past that. Look at this.
So now we just grow
use
them
for boats,
and now we use them for boats and Halloween decorations, and then we let them. We throw them away.
We throw them like garbage.
Yeah. When I moved to California from colder climes, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a pumpkin for Halloween, and in Michigan we would get the pumpkin like 2 weeks before Halloween.
Yeah.
And we'd carve it and put it out on the porch, and then it would like last for 2 weeks on the porch with a candle in it every night. And here, like 36 hours after you put a pumpkin out on the porch, it's a pile of moldy mush.
All right, hold on. Sorry, super. Not for food. Pumpkin pie still exists. First of all, I don't like pumpkin pie. Yeah. I would say that doesn't count. And even then, it's mostly nutmeg.
Yeah.
Not pumpkin.
The pumpkin is just a sweetener, basically.
Yeah. Now, if we're talking about like kabocha, which is like Japanese pumpkin, that's legit. That's good, and that makes better pumpkin pie than our standard.
Okay.
Standard pumpkin.
I don't even know what that is, but
it's Japanese pumpkin. It's very good.
Okay.
I would eat that.
I like
just fried. It's really good. Awesome. Anyway, stop growing pumpkins. Unless you're gonna use them for boats.
Boatkins.
Furry sidekick. Okay, well, I feel like we're being set up here.
Yeah. This Scrappy has made an appearance now.
Yes,
twice on the stream.
He's an unofficial hobby mascot.
Furry sidekick. As we discussed in the other stream that Scrappy made an appearance, I don't know that I would want to be around Scrappy at all ever for any reason, regardless of his size. Like his size is almost irrelevant in this.
Yeah, Scrappy's just annoying.
Yeah. So I think Clifford is amazing. He's a nice dog. He's a little unwieldy, and you gotta make some accommodations for his physical size.
I do feel like this is a kind of biased. Poll. The fact that he chose Clifford and Scrappy.
Right.
Because what if you just had a big Scrappy?
Right. Well,
that would be terrible.
You would hate it. Yeah. It would be awful. Even worse than a small Scrappy.
Can you imagine how big Clifford's poops are?
Yes. No. I mean, I guess I don't know.
You would need a garbage bag. Not like a little.
But Clifford is like very intelligent, right? Does he talk even?
I think so.
Kind of, sort of. He expresses. Maybe I sort of imagine Clifford has been trained to like poop somewhere else.
Yeah, but still, like where?
Where?
It's probably somebody's dealt with.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna say small because you can just throw Scrappy in a cage and.
You're gonna say small now. Yeah. Okay. All right. We disagree.
Put Scrappy in a cage and give him to the pound. Let them deal with it. Can't do that with Clifford. They would say, "Sir, you need to get that giant animal out of here." This is not allowed. Not allowed.
Not okay.
All right. I think this is the last one. Ice scraper. Is this a trick question?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know
why would you ever choose a small ice scraper?
Wow. That is a hilarious picture.
Why?
Can I tell you, one use for for tiny ice scrapers is 3D printing.
Oh, really?
You use them to like scrape crap off your build plate or your your FEP. Yeah.
Well, we're in California. We don't really have much need for ice scrapers, so
yeah.
At least the small one at least has a use case that I might understand.
Okay, so you're going for the small.
I'm going for small.
I feel like once a year I have to get out my ice scraper, even in California.
Oh, interesting.
You don't like what do you do if there's frost on your window?
Pour warm water on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't occur to me.
Yeah, just pour warm water.
I just get out the
ice scraper.
Oh yeah, Megan points out you had selected the tiny car.
You're right.
In the first op poll.
But I didn't. I chose the big car for insurance scams.
No, you said because the
little guy. Yeah.
So you need an tiny ice scraper for your
I just need a thimble.
Yeah.
warm
You just
water.
put the car in the microwave.
Yeah. I actually did that as a child.
Put your
I
Matchbox
didn't
cars
know
in the
that
microwave?
you're not supposed to put metal in the
Oh
microwave.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
It started
It's
sparking.
an urban myth. Did it really?
Yeah, it started sparking.
Oh, never mind. Maybe
It's
an urban
not
myth.
urban myth.
All right.
Yeah, I got in trouble.
That was
for
great.
that.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you for that.
Do
all
you
right.
need an allergy medicine?
I think I just need to blow
You
my
need a
nose.
Kleenex? Okay, go for
I'm
it.
gonna step out and blow my nose.
Yeah, if you joined us for any of our recent test streams, you will have heard the lots of Saray gradually descending into nasal stuff. Saray is very, very allergic to cats, and so when the meds start to wear off, becomes a thing. All right, so I'm going to start working on some detail painting on these buildings. I don't know how much work I sort of feel compelled to do on these buildings. I don't think you kind of need to. I don't think you really need to do too much. I'm not super worried about it. Just a little bit of blacking.
Oop. All right.
Some grapes.
I'm back.
Okay.
Um,
So you need another thing. I think those guys are
some of them are ready. Oh, no, never mind.
specifically not that one.
Okay, no, there's that one. This one might be right. No.
All right. Well, why don't you help me on these then?
Yeah. Cool.
So what I want to do is, do you have, maybe you can find like a very dark gray. I'm using black here, but I think it's probably better as a very dark gray.
I can mix. You probably don't want to mix, huh? Because you're gonna want to replicate.
Like I was thinking basalt gray, but maybe we don't have it.
Blue, gray, pale.
Let's just use black. Let's just use
Okay.
black.
Cool. Also, just a quick reminder: if you want to help support the channel, we do like memberships because that allows people to see our behind-the-scenes streams.
Please
Appreciate those.
Please join us.
Yeah.
Become a lab rat or a lab mandrel.
Yeah.
Those are our two
Yeah.
membership levels.
Lab Rat is the basic, and that gives you access to our Friday streams, which are our journey streams, which are usually personal projects for us. Lab Mandrill, our second tier, will give you some other benefits, such as seeing our behind-the-scenes stream games
Yeah.
coming up. You get to see them before they go public, if you're interested, and any other support we appreciate as well.
Helps us out.
Helps the channel stay afloat.
Yeah.
All right, what am I doing?
So these buildings have these grates on the top.
Yeah.
And so I'm just blacking in.
Is it just the internal, not
Yeah.
the outside? Okay.
Yeah.
You switch to a smaller brush then.
Let's do the outside one as well.
The outside,
I
okay.
didn't do that, but let's do the outside one as well.
Okay.
That way we can be a little
Sloppy.
more sloppy. Yeah.
More sloppy. Sorry, I don't want to get gross here. I don't know if people in the UK have this, or maybe in Canada. Okay, so we have compost here.
Okay.
California, it is required that you have a compost
Yep.
bin. If you blow your nose into a tissue, do you put that in the compost?
Yeah, I think so.
It's
Yeah.
degradable, right?
Yeah.
Biodegradable. So
You definitely don't put it in recycling.
no, I don't think they want to reuse my snot for anything.
There's this thing about like in order for paper to be useful as a recycled material, it has to have like the fibers have to. You can only recycle a paper fiber so many times before it sort of loses its integrity and is not useful in other.
Yeah.
And sort of like it makes its way through this useful life thing where it's like, okay, cool. It's most useful as like structural paper and like high quality paperboard, and
Like
then
cardboard.
Yeah,
almost.
and then like it's less useful as like consumer grade things like a paper towel or a
Right.
tissue, and then like its least useful state is as like an egg carton in some sort of like pressed fiber mulched thing. And then after that, like once you get to like a milk carton or some kind of like packaging material, like if you try to recycle that, the people in the recycling plant will just be like, no, this is garbage. But yeah, like a tissue with boogers in it, definitely
Not recyclable.
not useful in any sort of additional capacity beyond being nutrients for some plants.
Some bugs or something.
Yeah.
All right, let's put this on camera. It's not super interesting, but we should I at least want to show them.
Yeah.
All right, so we are blacking out some vents. Anything else we're blacking out actually while I'm at it?
I want to do something with the windows,
Okay.
but I don't know. I'm open to suggestions on that. I haven't really thought this through a whole lot.
Ooh, that's not.
What are your thoughts on the windows?
Okay, I think there's a couple different ways you could do it. You could do it the way you did it on your, the windows on your
The Orca?
Orca, but you could just
Like
add
screens, basically? Like a
like
lens effect?
Yeah, like a screen, but you could put the two white lines across the center.
Right,
Is
okay.
usually what I see. You could, I mean, if you want to get really into it, you could do like a sky ground reflection.
No. I don't want to do that. I want it to be easy. I want the building not just to look like all one color.
Okay.
But I want it to be easy. So
Blue with a little bit of glazed in or wet blended, like a dark blue to a light blue, and then a
okay.
gloss over it.
Yeah.
Gives you kind of a window effect.
And then these buildings have these like squares on the roof, almost like Lego brick bumps.
Yeah, I'm not sure what those are.
What should we do with those?
I'm not 100% sure.
They're just like gubbins. They're just like tech bits, you know?
Yeah.
Sci-fi greebles. They're greebles. That's
sci-fi greebles.
But
are there going to be any washes on these?
I mean, I don't have a recipe.
Interesting. We're just trying to wing
We're winging it. Yeah.
I think these wouldn't hate
some kind of a wash. They have very angular lines,
pin
right?
Pin washing.
Pin washing. Okay, yeah.
I don't think they would hate it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of bleeding here because this paint is not fully set, or my paint's too watery. Sorry, am I?
I just had to get rid of the picture because you were.
Sorry,
our faces were right behind it.
We're getting a little bit of bleeding here. Whatever, I'm just gonna draw a line.
Don't worry about getting it like on the side.
I see.
Side of it. Just do the top of it.
Okay,
yeah.
No problem. Easy. All right, so I got those two buildings done. Oh, that is the wrong water cup.
There you go.
All right, move on to the big boy.
The big boy.
All right, so we got some vents up top here.
Yeah.
The stream is an ocean nightmare. Yeah, we're actually sitting on top of ladders right now.
What are we sitting on top of?
These chairs are on top of ladders and no one's holding them.
Oh yeah. You're not supposed to tell people that. But
Yeah, that's all right.
it's
We
fine.
like to live
It's
dangerously. Okay.
Super Reedy, is there OSHA in the UK?
Oh, there's got to be something. It's probably
Is it called the same thing though?
like the Ministry of, safe working.
It's OSHA with an E there somewhere in there. It's like
And a U.
and a U, yeah. It's like a random extra U.
OSHA.
OUSHA,
OSHA?
yeah. Yeah, these buildings are very generic sci-fi. Kind of into it.
We should come up with some lore for these. Or Chad can come up with some lore. What buildings are these?
Yeah. What's happening inside these buildings? Are they doing restricted medical research on creatures that they're not supposed to be doing?
They're probably just doing like crypto stuff.
Crypto stuff.
There's probably no one in these offices. They're probably like, well, we need people to get back in these offices, and they're probably pushing for like a back to office thing.
Oh yeah.
That's what's actually happening. Truly the most evil. The most evil thing they could be doing. Alright. Okay. you go.
Very nice.
Still gonna do the other. Gonna have to do a second coat. Definitely gonna have to do a second coat.
It's weird though, thinking about a second coat of black over top of a light like this. Right?
Yeah. Light enough to just enough to show through. Lab rat and magic. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, that's right.
Corpse starch flavoring lab. Ooh.
I like these ideas. You can see some of the print lines I got in this taller building here. I was confused by that.
I wonder what I guess it would probably vary, but I wonder what the macros are for corpse starch.
Oh yeah.
They say starch, but clearly it's protein because it's people.
Right. Saray, while you're finishing that, can I have the airbrush back?
Yes.
I'm going to do some fine scale airbrushing, so I actually just need the hose.
Okay.
Oh, it's on the floor. Never mind.
Yep,
All good.
here you go.
Okay.
Oop, and I got some bleed, so we'll come back and fix that later. Alright, you want to go to the front cam? I'm going to try and be a little more precise
Yeah.
so I don't get more marks in the wrong places.
Chad, it's paint bleed. He's not actually bleeding.
Oh. Well, there's that too.
Chad thought you were actually bleeding.
Oh, yeah. It's all internal, though, so you can't see it.
Okay, so I'm going to take these vehicles that we did,
Okay.
the base coat on, and give them a little bit of panel modulation.
Sweet.
So that is to say, if you look at this devilfish here, I've got these areas of slightly lighter color, like you can see there on the top of the engines, and on the front of the vehicle. So I'm gonna try to do that with the Sotar. We'll see how successful I am. It's a very subtle effect, and too much can kind of ruin it. So, and I also am going to be kind of picky. I was good about it on these ones, these demo ones. I don't like it when it sort of speckles. I want a really nice clean fade, and I've not sort of figured out how to get there. What happened?
Just a little bit of
bleed.
Little bit of bleed.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that was a fun segment.
Worcestershire. Yep. It's my favorite sauce.
We used some Worcestershire recently, actually.
And your winner's cup?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
That's for the streams.
It was for crab cakes.
Oh, okay.
Because it's crab season.
Oh, is it? I'm surprised Zach hasn't mentioned that to me.
Oh, yeah. Can I have the water bottle there?
You certainly can.
Thank you. Yeah, it is crab season.
I wonder how Zach feels about crawdads. Zach, are you in chat? How do you feel about crawdads?
Crawdads. Is it crawdads just another word for?
They're like
right for a large prawn, a shrimp.
No, they're slightly different. They're like
crayfish.
Crayfish, yeah, that's more. I think that's the other term for them.
Chris wants to know. Thank you for the support,
thank you for the
Chris.
super chat, Chris.
Saray, what is your opinion on the robe, a bathrobe? Do you wear a bathrobe?
I do not wear a bathrobe. Well, I wouldn't wear one after a shower or bath.
Right.
I would wear one if I was watching Sopranos because they wear bathrobes a lot, and I just want to get in the mood.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we were talking about this last night in... I'm a victim of Zach's storage. You know how he stores all his airbrushes with the needle retracted so they don't get damaged?
Oh, no.
And then, ugh.
Zach has some bizarre airbrush habits. He can't
I mean,
do anything about it.
Fine if you
I
like are aware of it and see now it's not working.
I think we should just drag him through the mud.
Now I've just fouled this airbrush needlessly, and now this is going to turn into an airbrush cleaning stream. What should I do here? I guess I just need to empty it, huh?
Yeah, I think so. He has some alcohol here.
So you don't own an airbrush, or you don't own a robe. You don't wear a robe. You would not wear a robe except for to watch TV in.
Yeah, only to watch Sopranos.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't even know how to disassemble and clean this airbrush, so I'm not sure. Oh man, I did it. I should have just used the. The Badger. Why didn't I?
Yeah, you're trying to get precision.
I am.
I don't blame you.
Oh well.
All right, where are we at with these? Oh my gosh, I put way too much. I'm gonna see if I can't soak some of this up. Some of this Athonian camo shade.
The wash.
Yeah.
Like, you can. We need a fan in here, right? We need a little.
Yeah, hair dryer.
Hair dryer.
Yeah.
Do you have a hobby hair dryer?
I do actually. It's quite useful. Not really for drying. Like, I don't find I use it too much for drying things, but for like bending.
Yeah.
Resin, bending small thin plastic.
Oh yeah.
Bits. It's very useful for that.
You know, in our hobby hangouts, Soups will occasionally appear late at night in a bathrobe.
Oh yeah.
But I revealed yesterday that I am a bathrobe guy.
Okay.
Although I guess we're not supposed to call them bathrobes. It's just a robe. Anyway, yeah.
Wait. Why though? Because what if I'm not a bathrobe guy, but I'm into like church robes?
Church robes. It's just not cool.
Oh, okay.
It's just not cool.
You just don't do that.
So, and like you, I am not interested in wearing it after I take a bath or a shower, after I bathe. I only wear it in the morning after I wake up. And for like the first, like I get out of bed while I'm like, I get out of bed, I turn on the heat because we turn off the heat at night.
And then, okay, fair.
And then while the house is warming up, I'm still in like my sleeping clothes.
Yeah.
Just put on this bathrobe as like an extra layer to substitute for the blankets that had previously been, I'd been sleeping under. And then, and then for the, half hour or so while the house is warming up and I'm drinking my coffee and I'm kind of getting going, wear a bathrobe.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah?
Is this a cult? No. Not a cult.
The answer to that question will always be no, Jupiter.
It's like not a cult. Nah. It's not a cult. No. But do like and subscribe. Do it. Do it now.
At some point, Cire, we're going to have to... do you have a junk brush over there?
This is a junk brush.
Okay.
I don't know if you need a larger one.
No, that's fine. I'm mixing my paints in the airbrush cup. Which is a massive faux pas. But I'm doing it anyway.
All right.
At some point, we're going to have to decide how many Thunderhawks we're actually...
Yeah,
Well, will we?
I mean, we can decide. We don't have to be right.
We don't have to be right. That's true, yeah.
I'm going to say 12.
12. Thanks, GW. 12 Thunderhawks.
I feel like Zach knows the answer since he's the one who made this poll, right?
No, he was asking me. I was the one that made it. I was the one that suggested the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you don't even know the answer to our own poll.
No. There's no answer. It's a conversation starter.
Okay. Zach, Chat, what has there been more of? Thunderhawks or variations on the Howling Banshee model.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. All right. So you're coming in here with some precision airbrushing.
I'm trying to get just the front. Oh, it's clogged again.
Of course. All right, I'm going to turn the brightness up a little bit on this. There we go.
It was working. It was working.
100% Thunderhawks. Are you sure? How many variations of Howling Banshees have there been then? Because I know there's at least 3. There might be 4.
Clogged again. All right, this is definitely turning into an airbrush cleaning stream. So
There's only been 5 or 6 Howling Banshees. That's still a lot.
Come on out. Come out.
Hi, Leah.
Come out. This is not entertaining at all. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm having lots of fun watching. I'll switch back while you're doing
Just give me the badger. Oh, I have the
it. You have it.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Okay, now I want to know, what is the most remade model? Could it actually be the Thunder? It has to be Space Marine, right? Like the standard tactical Marine? I guess, but do you count Intercessors? Because they're not,
That's not
tactical.
A tactical Marine.
That's not a tactical Marine.
Yeah.
Because they have Space Marine heroes.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably 3 variations of the old Space Marine, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, then you have like Epic.
But if we're including different scales of things, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's definitely Space Marines. But I feel like that shouldn't count. Nothing Space Marine counts. Unless it's like a vehicle.
I'm not going to clean this right now. I'm annoyed.
Zach.
I don't know if I'm annoyed at myself or at the airbrush or at...
Let's just say Zach.
I don't know.
For his choice in airbrush. He really should get an Iwata.
Really?
Those things, I love Iwatas.
Yeah. What do you love about it?
Well, it doesn't do that.
The Soto, it's a much finer needle than the Iwata.
That's true.
Where'd my paint go? There we go.
All right, 40K scale, second metal version, fine cast, recast. Recasts of this. Wait, does that count? Oh, fine cast, recast. I thought you were just saying recast. Like an illegal recast.
All right, what should our next step be on those buildings? You want to work on the windows?
Yeah, I think we could do that. Do you want me to do blue? Black?
I am open to whatever your thoughts are.
Okay.
I'm open to, I think a purple would be cool, or like an azure, like a light blue. Yeah, why don't we do a light blue?
Let's do a blue. I'm going to go see what he's got. So... let's go shopping.
All right. We've got the Badger. It's going to absolutely destroy this model with paint. So I'll have to try my best to pull the trigger. Oh my gosh.
Is it broken?
No, there's paint coming out even without me pulling the trigger back at all.
Oh, great. You know what?
All right, here we go.
I'm feeling like a turquoise would be kind of nice.
Can you see that? Oh my gosh, yeah. There's a little bit coming out. Look at it. All right. I'm pulling the trigger back like the tiniest of tiny bits.
And it's flying out.
No, I mean, I'm controlling it, but only just.
Cantor and Teclis. These two seem nice. Third version. So we're saying 6 Howling Banshees. Seems to be the number that's coming up. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna switch to this real quick. All right, yeah, because I gotta shake this.
Okay. Hands aren't doing the job.
No. Oh shucks. All right, I'll switch it back. You're off screen. There you go. So we'll base these in Cantor blue.
This paint is so weird. I guess a lot of paints are this way, but like, you spray it, and it looks like you put on way too much, and then as it dries,
yeah.
it darkens a little bit.
Yeah.
So I have this moment of panic where I'm like, oh shoot. Okay.
So we're probably gonna have to go back a little bit with the previous tone, the gray.
Okay.
Just because it's just, with these small models, like, it's easy to accidentally touch an area you don't want to, and also, as nice as the detail is, it isn't super sharp sometimes, so paint can run over.
So have you ever played any game at a different scale than 40K?
That's like a tabletop?
Yeah.
Does D&D count?
D&D is generally played with
Is that
like
28
millimeter scale models as well. But yeah, it would if you played like with 54 millimeters.
No, those were the small scale, probably 28 mil. I haven't actually. Then I've played smaller, not a different scale, but different size games. Obviously, like Kill Team is like a 28 millimeter scale, a different scale.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But in terms of like model scale, no, I've never played anything else.
How do you like? Do you like the idea of painting tiny models?
Yeah. I mean, I say that, but then I want to paint knights and
right.
So
it's a little different because
this is what I'm doing.
Maybe you're freed a little bit from the expectations of painting every little panel line and every little
exactly
every little detail.
Wait, sorry, I'm trying to paint upside down and backwards, so forgive me if my painting's a little messy here, chat. Alright, so obviously we're going to need a second coat, and I will have to clean up, the rims here, but we'll come back to that.
The rims. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the blue's not covering very well, huh?
No. Oh, come on. Focus.
Do you think, like, in something like this, is this the kind of thing you would do a black first?
I think we could have if we wanted to do a lens. I think what I'm going to end up doing is doing a wet blend, though.
Yeah.
So I want to get a solid base coat first.
Okay. I was more just thinking to help the blue cover.
Oh, no, I don't. I think the blue is just thin. I don't think the black would be showing through, I think.
Like, are you going to end up painting, like, let's say you had to do 4 coats of blue to get it to cover.
Yeah.
But you could achieve the same effect by painting 1 coat of black and then 2 coats of blue. You've now saved yourself 1 coat of paint, effectively.
Yeah, you could.
That's what I'm asking.
I think if I would do that, I think I could probably get away mixing black into the blue.
Oh, yeah.
And then
as
doing as the first coat, and then a second coat of blue would probably be enough.
Okay.
Oh, wow, look at this. seeing it from this angle makes me realize I did not hit these vents right here. Yeah, I need to send code on these vents as well. Alright. Turn those around. Yeah, I could see it being a little freeing, right? It's a little liberating, not having to focus so much on small details. But knowing me, I would end up doing that anyway.
Right. I think that's it, right? I think there's sort of two kinds of people. One who are like terrified about the idea of having their details just be that much smaller.
Yeah.
And that much harder to pick out because they're so small. And then other people are like, oh, they're so small.
Who cares?
I now don't have to do them.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I'll see. Is there a Space Marine Legion Imperialis starter pack, like a beginner set?
Yeah.
If it's not too pricey, I'll look into it. Although, like I said, I want to paint the Titans anyway. So.
Yeah, just get Titans in. Okay. I am done. I did it. I painted. Can I have my dump jug there?
Yeah. Here you go.
I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to do this without a tiny airbrush. You made it work.
Sweet.
Just goes to show you. For those of you, I know Saul in chat was on an airbrush selecting journey at one point, and we've sort of helped others at the same point. Like, man, you can do a lot with a 0.5 millimeter needle Badger.
Ooh, okay, we're getting some water repellent here.
Yeah, I'm seeing that as well. I wonder if that's from our primer.
Maybe not being fully set.
dried.
Yeah, so I'm gonna chill out on these.
Okay, maybe we just
see here, Chad. I'll show you where we're gonna probably stop the windows for a little bit because we're getting a little bit of. This is usually a sign that the primer is not fully cured yet.
The primer underneath the base coat that we did.
Not
because we did rattle can primer.
Yeah.
And so it's a different. It's like solvent based.
Yeah, so we're gonna chill out on these for a little bit. All right. I think it's time to end the poll. Even though we don't have a definitive answer.
I think we decided on 6, right?
6? There's some debate whether tokens count.
Oh, tokens count. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think the poll specify model.
Let's see.
I don't think that a
Thunderhawk models in any scale.
A cardboard chit constitutes a model.
Fair
Although
enough.
I appreciate your thoroughness.
Yes. All right, we're gonna end the poll. Who said 8? What were you thinking? Show your evidence.
That was probably Graham, huh?
Show your work. Yeah. All right, end the poll. All right, we are coming to the end here. Not quite there yet, but getting there. In a couple minutes, we're gonna do model critiques, which is well, we'll get to that when we get to that. All right. Oh. All right.
You want to help me out with some orange?
Yeah, let's do it.
So here's the orange.
That I can do. Amaranth red.
And I'll give you this little guy as a
Little test demo here. Okay.
And then also I'm going to give you this blue-gray pale, which is the light gray that goes on
the cowl
engine nacelles. Yeah, so I'll just show you guys what we're talking about here. So the light gray that's on the engine cowling is this blue-gray pale, and then there's an orange accent on the top. Yeah,
orange there.
So I'll give you one of these.
Yeah, give me a little tetra.
Got 2 of them. I'll work on the piranhas.
Okay. Cool. Just as we're getting closer to the end here, quick reminder: if you want to support the channel, we appreciate the usual stuff like subscribe. Super chats help us out immensely, as do memberships, and they also let people get behind the scenes access shoot some stuff.
And we're gearing up for AOS games that we talked about,
which we'll show you now.
So if you are excited about that, stay tuned for more details about when those are going to be launching. But more importantly, tell your friends.
Mondays in the Mortal Realms is back.
We are excited.
And we're very excited. I've been playing a bunch of Slaves to Darkness. Absolutely stomping Zach. Just pummeling him to the ground.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
He's a menace.
Yeah, he's he's leaving the he's talking about maybe not even playing AOS anymore. I'm beating him so bad. And if you were behind the scenes, you'd know that. And and until you go watch those streams, you can't prove I'm lying. So we're excited for that. It's making me want to hurry up and paint these Varangard for AOS. It's making me think I don't need. I've been making tutorials for all these.
Yeah, the different colors. Right?
At this point, I'm like, screw it. These people don't need tutorials. I should get this army done so I can play them because I want some hard hitting cavalry.
Yeah.
All right, so this looks like it's the second.
Madman wants to know if there will be Caradron overlords.
So weirdly enough, we talked about armies that we weren't super interested in individually, and I think Caradron overlords was the one. But as I've been playing, I've been really feeling like I really want a mobile shooting army.
Oh yeah,
and
is that their archetype?
That's one of the archetypes you can play them as. They're definitely more of a, shooty.
Yeah,
shooty style.
I understand that they're shooty. Yeah, I guess I had assumed that they were dwarfs and therefore slow, but I guess they've all got flying machines, right?
Yeah, they're all about their flying machines and their zeppelins and balloon guys. So, I'm kind of warming to the idea of Caradron. So no guarantees yet, but if anyone does, it'll probably be me. And I like the idea of being able to, they're like Custodes or Stormcast. It's very simple, very simple to paint. Right, there's not a ton of skin. Skin.
Just lots of metal.
Lots of metal. I have an idea of how I would want to paint them. They're all about trade and money, so like silvers and golds would be quite nice.
Oh, okay.
Like, I want to do the shiniest silvers and golds, like they're the super rich.
Yeah.
Opulent.
Blingtrons.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now, I don't think we have a KO army in studio.
Do you collect Caradron overlords yourself?
Yeah.
Curious your reason for asking. Yeah, we have a pretty deep or pretty wide collection.
I think I'm trying to think. KO. Yeah, sorry, go.
Between us here in the studio, but this is not one that any of us own individually. But then it gets into like, do we know anyone outside the studio that we can borrow from?
Yeah. I'm sure there's someone out there. Look, I'm going to be honest, though. If it comes to dwarves, look, people have been saying Chaos Dwarves.
Yeah.
As a rumor. If that's true,
right?
Yeah, I'm going full Chaos Dwarves.
Are you?
Yeah, absolutely. I will...
Do you self-identify as a Chaos Dwarf?
They're like one of the most evil factions in... I think they kind of give dark elves a run for their money.
Really?
Yeah.
What is their lore? I don't know anything about Chaos Dwarves.
Okay, so Chaos Dwarves were an offshoot of the standard dwarves, right? They were these dwarves who went adventuring, I think it was northwest of where northeast of where you think of them normally.
Okay.
So they went past the Badlands and all that. And I forget exactly what happened. I think the big Chaos War started. Anyway, the point is that these dwarves got cut off, right?
Oh.
And so they had been cut off.
But they weren't chaosy at that time.
No. They were standard dwarves.
Yeah.
And the old lore was that they went into this hold, and they're the ones who created Black Orcs. Black Orcs for Warhammer Fantasy. They used them as slaves. There's this big orc uprising, and they're all almost wiped out. And I forget the exact timeline events, but I think it might have been slightly before that. They were standard dwarves. They got trapped inside of this mountain, and in desperation, this god, underground god, starts talking to them, and saying, "Look, I'm the only way for you to survive." Basically,
Yeah.
offers them a deal, like a cursed monkey's paw deal, and they turn into these like super evil, like, okay, we don't want to be scared anymore, so we just want to dominate everyone else around us, and that's the only way for us to survive. So they become basically evil dwarves who can sort of use magic.
Weird.
Yeah, so like they can use magic, but it damages them, so they turn to stone the longer they use it. And their war machines are like they're like the most insane war machines
They're
in all
insane,
of
yeah.
Yeah. They're also the ones who give armor to Chaos Warriors. So like, if Chaos Warriors want nice armor, they go to the Chaos Dwarves and they get them forged by them.
And so are Chaos Dwarves like allied with the other forces of Chaos? Or they're just sort of economically involved with?
Yeah, I think in a similar way that... Well, okay, so yes, but there's such a small number that they usually aren't able to make huge effects on their own.
I see, because it's just this one little group that
Yeah.
wandered off and
Exactly.
got trapped and then had to accept this deal with an evil god.
Yes, this Hashut is the name of the...
How do you know all of this?
I just read. I also
You read books?
I read books. I'm not Zach.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think in the more recent, I don't actually know this because I don't have the book, but I think someone said that the new lore for Chaos Dwarves is that this deal with Hashut was kind of a long, like, erosion of the dwarves.
Okay.
It wasn't like, oh, we're evil now. It was, they'd just been in this mountain for so long, being whispered in their ears for so long that, they just kind of turned eventually.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I want dwarves with big weapons of war. Like big crazy cannons.
I think that's all dwarves.
Yeah, but those are like super duper.
Super duper weapons of war.
Super duper. Oh, snap. It is later than I realized. We have critiques to do. Sorry, I went on my
Sweet.
Chaos Dwarf rant there.
Shall we...
Anyway, Chaos Dwarves are the best. They need to make them. Make it happen. All right, let's do critique. It's going to be right there.
Which is right here.
Yep, all right.
This is Godforge.
Godforge. Oh, very nice.
They are working on... I think this is an Emperor model. Does that look familiar to you?
Okay, so this could be two things. It definitely looks like an Emperor model because of the claw and the
Right. And the
flaming sword and the gold.
And he is specifically looking for feedback on the sword.
Okay.
So he was sort of throwing out some ideas that he'd had for the sword and posted these photos in the critiques channel for us to look at. So he wanted to do a cool flame effect. He was thinking about adding some black to the kind of sponging on some black. But yeah, what are your thoughts on? You've done a number of flame effects. You play salamanders.
Oh yeah.
What are your thoughts on?
So yeah, that was actually my immediate the thing that came to mind.
Yep.
Adding a little bit of black to the edge to give this char effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think test it out on a small area and see if you like the effect.
Right.
But I think it would tie it all together because you've already got the red and yellow gradients. It's already looking great there. But adding that little bit of char would be, I think, it would just finish it off and make it perfect.
Do you, I guess one thought that I'd had was like, is the idea here that the sword is just really hot and such that there are flames coming off of it? Or is the idea that the sword itself is like on fire, like or made of fire?
Yeah, I guess it's
and so I think because what I'm looking at here is it looks like he's painted the same effect on the sword blade as he has on the flames.
Yeah.
And my first thought is that the sword is made out of metal.
Yeah.
There's some energy effect inside of it that's causing it to get hot, and then there are sort of flames spontaneously bursting off of it. Mm-hmm. And so I would almost wonder what it would look like if you painted the sword just sort of as like glowing metal rather than as flames, and then the flames themselves that are on the blade, paint those as flames.
Yeah, I think that's what we're adding in the black. Yeah,
Okay,
if you're gonna do the black, only do it on the blade.
On the blade, okay.
Yeah, because it would give it this like molten effect.
Sure. Yeah.
Almost like it's hot, just fresh out of the forge.
Right.
And the flames are just because I don't know. There is oil in the air. I don't know, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the black char, the idea you put out is, yeah, I would do it. I would start sparingly though.
Okay.
Definitely start very small and add in progressively.
Okay. All right. Do
Sweet.
you want to click us to the next one?
I will click us to the next one. Great job, Godforge. You said Godforge, right?
Godforge, yeah.
All right. Who is this? I did not see the names.
I also did not.
No.
Let me look it up.
Yeah. Sorry.
What do you think? What do you think, though?
Okay, I maybe it's the picture's a little small. Is this a Death Guard model? I can't quite tell. I want to see if there's more pictures.
Oh, so this is Lasseru.
Okay.
And yeah, they do have a couple other photos.
Okay, so it's like a Chaos, maybe Death Guard?
And it almost looks like it's missing
Yeah, there are no arms.
skin effect. So he's specifically looking
Oh,
for
okay.
feedback on the skin effect.
Okay, so is the armor is skin? Is that what we're saying, or the cloth?
I think he's got.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think he's got a skin effect on like sort of that. You see that?
Yeah.
that sort of cape that's
Yeah.
trailing down the back of this model's leg.
Yeah.
I think the cape is meant to be made out of skin.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna blow it
Yeah.
up a little bit. It's a little small on
Yeah.
our screen, so I'm gonna break the template
All
here.
right, we solved it.
Yeah.
Super Edie just said the same thing that I said. Okay, cool. Yes.
Cool.
Lasseru and looking for critique on the skin.
Okay. There we go. So breaking the template so we can all see a little bit better. Okay. I think I could have guessed that it was skin, but that's not the first thing that came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem with it's not reading as skin because there's a lot of black or brown.
Yeah. I think he wanted there to be some patchiness or some rot going
Yeah.
on in the skin, but I think maybe it's either too intense or too dark
Yeah.
and sort of detracting from its reading as skin.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I think it's you've also got some nice stitches in there, which actually I think does help.
The stitches are kind of cool.
Yeah, the stitches I think help it read as skin.
But the blotches.
Yeah, there's like
that's
up here.
what I'm
I'll
talking about,
grab the. I wonder if they can see the mouse
They
here.
cannot see the
Okay, you
mouse.
can't see the mouse. There is a dark brown splotch right next to the red, and I think that's the main one that's making it hard to read as flesh.
Yeah, I think just stick to flesh tones and reds.
Yeah, I would lighten it back up, especially that shadow area, with some skin tones. I think keep the stitches. You might have to repaint them if you repaint the whole skin, but.
And maybe like stick to the edges of the skin with the
The red,
reds,
yeah.
to show that like, oh, this was cut out of a person.
Yeah, out of someone's back or something.
And so there's like redness around the edges of where the cuts were.
Yeah.
So then the center of the skin effect of the cloak,
Yeah.
the tabard, the skin tabard, is sort of mostly flesh tones.
Yeah. So if you look at, you have a severed head on the base. I think you want to keep it in that range of skin because that
I
still
see.
gives off a rotten skin with blood. But the range of tones is more within the fleshy tones area. Sweet. Other than that, sick model.
That's great.
Kind of gross, but in a good way. Also, it's a nice base. What is that? It looks like red velvet.
Yeah, some kind of maybe it's cork with red on it.
Yeah, some red powder. Okay, where are we at?
How are you doing on your little orange marks in your,
So the orange marks probably need a second coat.
and then with the light gray?
The light gray I haven't gotten to, so I'm gonna do that first.
Okay. Yeah, I'm working on the same thing. I'm gonna do a second coat on
Whoops.
on mine that I'm working on of the orange. The orange is tricky. I feel like I want some.
It's not focusing.
I feel like I want some
Hey.
some acrylic retarder.
Oh, to keep it wet.
Yeah, I feel like I'm putting so little paint on my brush that by the time I get the model where I want it to be and I can see what I'm painting, etc., etc., I've got about 10 seconds of working time. And then the paint on the brush is dry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to call this one done.
Cool.
That's good. A second coat of the orange. I've got the gray on the light gray on the cowlings. I think I probably need to go a lighter gray than that even.
Yeah.
It's not really showing up here, in large part because I already did the panel modulation with the airbrush. That sort of volumetric highlight with the lighter gray.
We were using Dunkel gray, right? I'm going to clean it up.
That's the dark gray, yeah.
Okay. So a slight cleanup here.
So here, it looks very bright when I put it on just now like this.
But
then as it dries, it's going to kind of blend in with the darker gray around it. Which I like the way it looks when it's applied wet in this case.
Yeah, so maybe a slightly lighter.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go over it again with something just a touch lighter.
All right. I see what you're saying. About the wanting some acrylic retarder or glaze medium or something to keep the dry time up.
Right.
Or, increase the dry time. But
I'm trying to paint individual. Well, you're doing the same thing. We're trying to paint individual panels on a Tau vehicle.
Yeah, on a tiny, tiny Tau vehicle
that are 1/5 the scale.
Yeah. Is there a Custodes Epic model?
They're 3D printed, but yes, they do exist.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just looking at that last night, actually.
I want some Telemons.
Yeah.
Tiny Telemons.
Like there's the way Epic works is you can often have like mixed
armies
contingents. There's so the nomenclature is weird. They refer to this thing in my hand is a unit. So this is a unit that consists of one piranha. Then units are assembled into formations.
Okay.
So you buy a formation, and there are different kinds of formations. So like I'm going to talk to you. I'm only super familiar with the Tau ones. So there's like a Fire Warrior formation,
right?
And there's a Hammerhead formation, and so there's all these sort of core unit formations that you would imagine,
right?
And a Fire Warrior formation can be bought as 8 Fire Warrior units or 6 Fire Warrior units in 3 Devilfish, because a Devilfish holds 2 Fire Warrior units. Or, and then you can add things into formations. So you can take a Hammerhead formation that starts as 6 Hammerheads and add 2 more Hammerheads to it as an upgrade. Or you can add a Skyray to it. There's sort of different upgrades that you can add to things. So, and you can add things to formate, like you take a Fire Warrior formation and then add 4 upgrades to it. So you can start with 3 Devilfish full of Fire Warriors, add 2 Hammerheads to it, add some Tetras and Piranhas, and then add a Pathfinder unit.
Okay, and that's
basically a 40k army.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So a formation as it stands in Epic is sort of like, what you can imagine a
standard 2k
standard 2k of 40k.
Okay. Does he have a Piranha? I want to do a little comparison. Does he have a Piranha in here?
Oh,
that would be interesting, right?
Zach, if you're out there, can you grab one of your Piranhas?
I think he's giving a tour.
Okay.
So, if he doesn't come, I might step out real quick. All right. I'm going to go grab a real piranha so we can get... Because that's
You need
fun.
to see
You
side
need
by
to see
side.
the scale. I feel like it's not quite translating.
The tininess of the tiny models is not obvious. But yeah, I'm going to Adepticon in March. If any of you in chat are going to Adepticon, reach out to me in the Discord. We should get together and find a time to do lunch sometime or something. Specifically on Thursday or Friday. I'm going to be just doing like demos, and we'll have a lot of time.
All right. Zach is getting us a piranha to show. And as we close up the end of the stream, I'm tired. Quick reminder. Last time, tell your friends. We're starting to play AOS. And we're very excited for it. We're going to start streaming games. We're going to first have some test streams for members only. So if you want to see those test streams and, give some feedback, your input is always welcome. Join up. Become a member. And if you're not, you should consider it. But we will be going public with our regular AOS games not long after that. So
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
We love AOS. It's a super fun game. It definitely lends itself to some like fun, wacky moments, and we've been having a fun time learning the rules, learning each other's armies. We've got we're bringing our own brand of wacky entertainment to these game shows.
There we go. Thank you. All right. Well, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell their dogs, tell your grandma. We're gonna get ready to close up here. Do you want to maybe pop that guy next to a full-size piranha?
Yeah. So we've got two of them here.
Yep. Here we go. Let's do our little Lumex. There's the little guy.
You gotta move him over.
Yep. And
Oh my gosh.
oh my gosh, she's not even fit on screen. There we go. These little babies. There you go. Hold on. There you go.
Oh gosh. What a...
There you go. Look at that little guy.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah, so I've got 3 months to finish painting these little fellas, but
What's
we'll
as
get
big as
there.
a drone?
It's on the same size base that the drone's got.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
thanks
This
for
was
joining
fun.
us. Yes. Exciting times coming up for the Hobby Collab.
Yeah, what's our schedule this week?
So, I was supposed to be on Friday, but I think Zach's going to be taking over for Journeys this Friday to give me some time off, because I'm going to be back Sunday,
Yeah.
where you and I are going to be painting some Old World.
Yeah, this Sunday we've got another hobby live stream on Sunday, and we're going to be doing square bases.
Square bases.
If you are excited about square bases, join us for that live stream. We're going to be talking Old World. We're going to be painting Old World.
That's right.
And yeah, we're excited to. I don't know. Maybe we'll play some Old World.
We don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know. We actually don't know that
We
yet.
actually don't.
But hey, if there's interest, we'll consider it.
Never say never.
Never say never. All right.
Thanks everyone for joining us. As we like to say around here, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other, and
Always be creating.
See ya.
Bye.